And you're saying that those photos were pretty much exactly a year
With it,
apart, is that
yeah,
right?
yeah. 14th of May was the one where I was sitting on the gorilla,
Yeah.
and then this one is literally a couple of days ago.
Hi, welcome back to Carnivore Nation. And today I've got a fantastic guest in Cora Winter. Welcome, Cora.
Thank you. Welcome. Hello, Carl.
So, Cora, can you just tell the viewers a little bit about your your backstory? Give us a bit of history about who is Cora.
Well, I've got two children. When I had one at 25 and one at 30, and when I had my second son at 30, I filled all out. I was quite a slender person anyway, and I did explode with this pregnancy, and I didn't like that feeling. And it was taking a long time for the baby weight to go. So I thought, well, I'll try these diets. So I tried the milkshake one, the Slim Fast. That didn't work. I done the cabbage soup diet, and the cabbage soup diet was horrendous and not very pleasant for your body, actually. And it made me feel hungry all the time, as though I hankered to have the things that I was denying myself to have. I've tried slimming tablets, the ones that you get from the chemist, the ones that sort of slow down or fast up your metabolism. And it was just, I kept getting into a rut where I felt I lost a bit of weight. And then I got into the habits of, I will have my crisps. I'll have my snacks at the end of the night. I'll have my drinking. And I'd snowballed up to 13 stone over 13 stone. And I wasn't comfortable. I was never been happy with myself. And meeting with George and Lainey, we've known them several years now, and I'd seen the amount of weight that he lost doing this. And I never approached him as regards doing this carnivore diet. My husband was speaking to me. He says, "Do you know what? I think I'll give it a go." And I said, "Okay, I'll give it a go with you. We'll do it together and see what happens." And I haven't looked back. I do not feel hungry. I don't urge to have things that I shouldn't have. If I want something, I'll have it. If we go out for a meal, I will have the steak, I will have the eggs, and I will have those few little chips on the side, but not the vegetables. Not
Okay,
the
very
vegetables.
cool. So you mentioned that you obviously life is
Yeah.
you put weight on, etc. So on that kind of basis, then what sort of bad habits did you have? When because I know when I tried the various
Yeah.
diets, you're depriving yourself of things. So the minute you get the chance to have something, you would almost go to the extreme the other way and have too
Yeah.
much and binge it.
Yeah.
What sort of bad habits did you sort of fall into during those various diets?
It's biscuits, crisps, eating late at night. So you have a few drinks and that makes you want to snack. So and takeaways. The amount of takeaways. Oh, it's disgusting. And you always felt when you had it, you wanted it, but then afterwards you felt horrible. It was like, I shouldn't have had that. And then you go a few days where your body doesn't feel right and you're not as energetic and you sort of sit there and you can't be bothered to get up and do anything. And your memory is like you lose your memory. Oh, I can't remember doing this, can't remember doing that. So this is really refreshing for me. Very refreshing.
Okay, so on that basis, then, so was your main goal to do with just purely weight, or was there any health, or was there any other reasons you
It
wanted to
was
try and
it
improve your?
I went through a phase, I think I was going into a depression. And I went to the doctors and I said, this is wrong with me and that's wrong with me. And they said, we do all these tests. And I thought, well, do you know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to change how I think and how I work. I thought, I've had my 2 years off. I'm going to go and get another job because I'm able bodied. I can do it. I don't think I'm a thick person. I'm eager to learn. And to me, that is quite exciting to go into something you've never done before. and to see whether I am capable of learning a new trade, because it is difficult at times for people to do that. And it just, wow, it's just given me a new lease of life, really has.
So it's rude to ask a lady her age. So would you mind
Yeah.
sort of revealing how young you are?
Oh, 63, 64 this year.
Well, you look fantastic for that
Thank you.
age group. So you started this last May, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. May, June, thereabout, I think.
So
I'm not sure.
what was it that what was, other than obviously meeting George and following that? So
Yeah.
you did a change of jobs, you've informed me. So do you want
Yeah.
to talk us a little bit about what you were doing and what areas of temptation you fall into?
As regards the food,
Well,
well,
because of the lifestyle that you're living in terms of
yeah.
the work.
Oh, with the work. I've always been quite a physical person. I used to like, going down to the gym and do swimming, and all of that fell to the wayside when I was a lot bigger, and I found that I couldn't do it. I felt out of breath all the time, very sluggish. And as I say, my husband said, I'm going to give this a go. And I thought, well, we support each other, and I'll just see. There's so many things out there. You've got to give it a go. So I gave it a go, and I found I couldn't believe how much I didn't need to have bread. I'm really astonished with that, because I love my crusty bread. We love our like fish finger sandwiches sort of in the evenings. We'd have our breakfast, we'd have our lunch, and then we'd have the snack in the evening, which is the like fish finger sandwich or bacon sandwich, anything like that. And I thought, this is getting too much. To me, it's too much food that I'm eating that I don't really need, because I'm not burning it off like I used to. So that's where the job plan came in. We did that. And then when my husband says, I think we'll give it a go. I'm not going to do it completely carnivore, because we don't need to lose as much weight. I mean, George, our friend George, has lost a tremendous amount of weight, but he was a big man and he needed to do it. So we've done it for health benefits and for your well-being, and also the physical side of it for myself.
Okay, so the job that you do now is what?
It's, well, I'm a barmaid, but I also serve the food. I've been in the kitchen helping them washing up. You're constantly on the go. I drink water. I drink a lot more water than I used to. And
So
I, yeah,
sorry. So you're surrounded by temptation. So
it's,
in theory, it's
yeah,
one of the worst scenarios for a
yeah,
carnivore to go into.
yeah. We go into the kitchen, and obviously they're doing food, and they got some chips on the side, and it's very easy to put your hand in and have one. And it's not, no, it just hasn't even been there. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's very refreshing to know you haven't got that urge, because that could be irritating to
Yeah.
find that, oh, I'm doing so well and now I'm going to break all that by doing something stupid.
Right. So you mentioned earlier that you had that rigid 3 meals a day
Yeah,
scenario. Being on carnivore, has that drastically changed? Has that
don't
do
do
you
it.
change?
Yeah,
So
don't do it.
take it through a normal day for you now.
So for a normal day for me, majority of the time we don't have breakfast. If I'm working from 12 till 5, then we'll have a cooked breakfast. So we'll have scrambled egg, bacon, eggs, that is the eggs, sausages, and mushrooms. That's what we have. And that's all I have all day until I come home. And then if I like my peanuts. That's the only
Okay,
vice I think. I do like my peanuts, but I haven't had them now for about 4 weeks, and I haven't missed them. So we're
that's
just
the
having that.
interesting bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't missed it. I do like it. I like crunchy things. That's where the crisps come into it, and then like your Pringles and all these snacky things. You go to somebody's house and they always lay out some niblets for you to have, and I might have one or two and think, no, I don't really want it. I don't know why I'm going for it. So no, I'm very, very happy not doing that.
So obviously we were talking earlier before we started the recording, and you mentioned that you're not a strict carnivore,
No.
but you still had really good success. So do you want to sort of explain how you blend the two for viewers that are not sure if they can do the strict carnivore?
I think the thing is it is very good for you, but it's you have to be happy with what you're having. I
Mm.
think if I was, into the sort of 20 mark stone, I think mentally it would take a little time to come down to the strict carnivore, but you have to start somewhere, and I think just give it a go, try it, and if you find that you are hungry in a day, then obviously you need to sort of balance it out and just gradually bring it down to just the meat. 'Cause I love chicken wings. I love all the cow stuff. I love. We use only butter. We don't use any oils, so we use real proper butter, and I use that quite a lot. We've got rid of the toaster. We don't have a toaster. We don't have a microwave, and it's just everything's quick and easy. It would take, I think, the most it would take for us to cook anything up probably 20 minutes from
Which
scratch.
is
Just
a great time saver as well.
yes, definitely, definitely.
So another comment I regularly hear from people is, "Oh, the carnivore's an expensive diet to be on." So what's your opinion in terms of
No,
expense?
definitely not. Do stay away from the processed meats. We don't buy anything out of packet. My husband orders online for all fresh meats, and there's all different companies that he goes through, and you have some that wasn't that great. We've had a hunter's chicken where that'll have cheese on it, and I weren't too keen on that. I found there are some where we had I think it was the chicken. There was chicken that had a spice on it, but when I started to eat it, it felt like and tasted like processed. Because when you eat meat, you know what the meat tastes like and you know what the texture is. But some of them was to me like squishy and slimy. So to me, I thought that was a processed piece of meat, and it was meant to be fresh.
Yeah,
So you could,
you have to have your wits about you nowadays because people
yeah,
declare one thing and it's something else. So
yeah. And if we want some ham, which still without the bread, you can have ham, cheese. I do have a pickled onion now and again if it requires, but we get the ham from the actual butchers, proper ham, not the
and
processed in plastic.
obviously you work in a pub restaurant scenarios,
Yeah,
but when you eat out, how do you deal with the challenges of that?
I always ask. I mainly have chicken wings, kilo of chicken wings. That'd be the meal, and nothing else after that. Obviously, drink lager. I like lager and spirits. I don't mind vodka and Bacardi. So I still have them. Don't stop doing them. I found at one stage, I suppose, because not eating all that rubbish, I found that I didn't drink as much
Hmm.
because you get lightheaded a lot quickly, and it's a nice feeling though because you're still satisfied. You've had your drinks. Sometimes my husband's had to hold my hand on the way home where I've had a bit too much and bouncing off the walls.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
other than, yeah, it doesn't make you. I think if you have alcohol, it does tend to you need to feed yourself because you should feed before you go out to drink because it soaks it all up. If you
Mm.
don't, you will get drunk very quickly, but you don't need
It's
the
just
rubbish.
quicker access to the blood system. So yeah,
Definitely, definitely, yeah,
so for anyone that's watching this and is weighing up, about doing the carnivore,
yeah,
do you want to take us through how it was for you in the first month, first 2 months, and
yeah,
then where you're at now?
yeah. We started off. We said the bread's got to go. We found that with the breads that we were eating was the white bread. We went from the normal medium slice to a thick slice, and it was trying to find the right bread for you because I said it just made you feel so bunged up. So then we went with the wholemeal bread with seeds. We quite like them. Don't like the seeds getting stuck in your teeth, but you have to have some sort of downfall. And then it was what we'll do. We'll start off. We won't have the bread, and I thought, well, how can you have a sandwich then? You can. You don't have to have the bread. You have a burger. You just take the meat out, leave the bun to the side. And that's very easy for me to do. Very easy, because to me, the bread seemed to be the pinnacle of my problems.
So the
So
big source of carbs for you was the bread.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
But
So in that first month or so,
yeah,
because they talk about carnivore flu, they talk about upset stomachs and things like that. Did you have any of that transition, or were you
I,
very gradual, so therefore it didn't impact so quickly?
it was gradual. The only thing I found is I probably had a bit of a headache. And I think that
Right.
was just because if you're eating the meat, you should drink more water. And
Mm.
that's what I'm doing now. And I don't have that at all now. But that was within the first week. And it just, for that first week, I didn't find it hard to actually not have the bread. I was just amazed myself thinking, I don't need it. I'm quite happy to have, and I'm satisfied with the food that I had. I don't feel, oh, after half an hour, I'm hungry. I've got to have something else.
Mhm.
And before you knew it, it's the end of the evening. You're going to bed. You think, I only had that one meal. Happy. And eat slower. Don't bolt your food down. Just chew your food and taste your food. Makes a big difference.
That's a very good point. I'm the
Yeah.
youngest of 7 boys, and I think I used to sit there with my arm out like that when I was
Yeah.
eating, and if you didn't
Yeah.
eat quick, someone was on your plate, you know?
Yeah.
But that's a habit that, ironically, now you say it, has massively changed, you
Yes,
know? So that's a
definitely.
very, very, very good
Yeah.
point.
I was going to say, if you eat slowly, it's it you get to a point where you think, well, it didn't look a lot on the plate. The plate's been reduced instead of a big dinner plate now, it's been reduced. And if you eat slower, you think, oh, I can't eat all this because meat is very filling. Eggs are very filling. They do fill you up.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any of the diarrhea or the constipation or anything like that that people
No.
experience?
If anything, I was much happier in that department. I had those problems eating the bread and the stodge and no problems. No. Once I've
That's
been, I said, I can't believe it. I said, it's just like you put a spring in your step, you know, everything's good. Your body feels better for it.
So then did you lose weight quite gradually, or was it quite drastically? Was it, a quick loss?
It was coming off in pounds. It was coming off in pounds. So it was between 2 and 3 pound. We weigh ourselves on a Sunday or a Saturday, and it was 2 or 3 pounds. And it's just, well, obviously with me running around, obviously there was more because when I started in May, it was very very hot, and we're in
Mm.
and out of the garden. And I think that first initial time being doing the job, it came down a lot quicker, so it's more £4, and then now it's gone to a nice slow where it's £2 or £3 a week, which is ample, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know what you've lost in that year in terms of weight?
Well, I was over 13 stone, and now I'm 10'10".
So fantastic, great effort,
Yeah.
and so obviously you did it predominantly to do with weight. It wasn't major health issues, but just better well-being. For me, it was weight, but
Yeah.
interestingly for me, I've transitioned more and benefited more from other health benefits. Would
Yes.
you say it's the same for you?
Exactly. Yeah. The weight side of it is it's when you bend down to do your shoes up and you find you're gagging, and that's because your gut's in the way and you can't
Mm.
get to your shoelaces. When I got to that stage where I could just bend down, do my shoelace, I thought, that's quite refreshing actually. I didn't gag because it's not all there. Obviously, yeah, lose my bum, lose me boobs because it's all fat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
So,
I,
so what other health benefits have you noticed that you've had,
you are more switched on. You do take in a lot more information. I think you can't do something with technology. The phone was my nemesis, and the computer, especially with we do online training, and I used to get very frustrated because I'd never understood it. I've never been diagnosed with dyslexia, but I think I do. It's like numbers, I turn them the other way round, and words, I
Right.
see them differently from other people. And I thought, how am I going to learn this computer at work to know all the foods? And they said, well, someone will be with you. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. So the manager said, we'll start you in the kitchen slowly. And then when, you've learnt all that, we'll bring you out into the bar. So I went into the kitchen for the first shift. And then it was the next shift that I did was the next day. And it wasn't very busy at the time. And I said to one of my colleagues, do you think I could try pulling a pint? She goes, yeah, give it a go. And that was it. So I ended up pulling pints, and they said, you're doing it very well. Right now, we'll get you on the computer. We'll show you how the food works. Any problems, there's always someone here to help you. So I done that. So within the 2 days, I went from the kitchen, which was meant to be a gradual, straight onto the bar. And they haven't looked back. They said, it's brilliant how you've just adapted and done it. And I think that's because you've got a clearer mind about
Yeah.
what you're doing, and you're not sort of always waiting for somebody else to do it, and you not. You have to take responsibility. If someone's going to take the time to show you something, you've got to give it your attention. And that was what I did.
Well, I
Yeah.
can't believe your age. You look 10, 15, if not 20
I
years
don't,
younger
I
than
don't feel it this morning, but yeah, I must admit. I tell you what, I do. If you watch anything on television and you see like these people, now I always tend to look them up. How old are they? Oh my God! Look at the state of that person. How old do you think I am? Terrible for doing that.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's good.
So
It
you
makes
say
me feel good.
your husband's been on it as well. Have you
Yeah.
seen the benefit what benefits he's got from it?
Yes, he feels much better in himself. He's he has a disability with his walking, so he doesn't do as much physical work that I do. He does what he can do, but his is something you can't change. That is from what he
Right.
had even long before I met him. So, yeah, but he's doing well. He feels happier that it's not. It's like getting in and out of the chair. He doesn't feel so. Oh, you got to really sort of push yourself out. He says, "No," he said, "just stand up, go." Yeah,
Okay. And on your front, for me, one of the things I'd never considered but happened was my skin
yeah,
just improved so much. Have you found things like that?
yeah. And apparently, my eyes, the whites of my eyes, they say they're a lot whiter, and I never noticed that. And then they say your hair has got a sheen to it, and I thought, oh, I I did notice, but I thought it's because obviously being sunny that the light's reflecting on it. But even George said, he goes, my God, he said, I can see the change in you. And I went, oh, thank you very much. I'll keep doing it.
Well, the two photos you sent me for us to put on the thumbnail, you'd think
Yeah,
it was two completely different people.
yeah.
And you're saying that those photos were pretty much exactly a year
With it,
apart. Is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, 14th of May was the one where I was sitting on the gorilla because we went to Creeley.
Yeah.
And then this one is literally a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Honestly, you would think there were two totally different people.
Yeah.
You would not think that was one of the same person.
Well, my stepson came round yesterday. He normally pops in and we have a chat. And I showed him the picture, the thumbnail pictures that you sent. I said, what do you think of that then, Seb? And he went, who's that? I said, that's me. He goes, I thought it was a totally different woman. Yeah, he was really, really surprised. I think because you're seeing people day in
Yeah.
and day out, you don't actually notice until you have that photo and you think, no, that's not you. And I said, yeah. Even I was surprised. Oh my God, I didn't realise I was that big, to be honest. Yeah,
So,
happy.
so another thing I found that when I was clinically obese, people saw me as a happy, chappy sort of thing. But then when
Yeah,
I suddenly drastically started changing, they
yeah,
all became doctors and were concerned about my health, even though my health was improving and I was getting better. Have you
yeah,
found, especially being in a bar where you're seeing lots of
yeah.
different people, how do you feel that other people see your lifestyle? And
Well, where I'm working, I think I have spoken to some people. There was even customers, was sitting at a table, and I went to collect the glasses, and this man was saying to his colleague, as regards the carnivore diet, and I thought, carnivore. So I sort of mingled into this conversation. He goes, I said, yes, I'm doing that. I'm not doing full carnivore, but what I am doing, he goes, you tell my friend, he says, look at the size of him. He needs to go on this. He said, and he will be so much better. And because he's on it himself. And I said, well, to be honest, I'm on it. And he went, oh, yeah. I said, oh, yeah. I said, the benefits, well, your health side of it, your memory, obviously your weight loss, your physical activities will so much improve. And he says, okay, he said to his friend, I'm convinced. So where it went from there, I don't know. Then there was another lady a few nights back. She came over and she does the carnivore. She has days where she just has the meat, but then she still has what she wants. Like if she goes out drinking, she'll still have these snacks, and she will still have a takeaway. But apparently, she was saying to me, she's lost 2 stone.
That's fantastic.
I said, why? What made you do this? And she said, you did. And I thought, I don't remember saying anything to you about it. She goes, no. She said, I've seen you from day one when you started at the pub. She says, and I've seen a tremendous change. She says, I'm going to do that. But she never told me she was going to do it. She just did it. And then a couple of nights back, she said, that's what she's been doing. So
Isn't that a very rewarding feeling when you know that
very
you've
much
helped someone
so.
improve?
Yeah, it's like I feel I can say how I feel and why I went on it, but without dictating to other people, because people don't like that. It's you're having on the adverts all these things after Christmas, diet, or do this exercise. No, just change a few little bits, but especially your food. You do that, you won't have to. They would just come naturally. The rest of it,
That's great advice.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
based on that principle, do you want to share, if someone hasn't done carnivore yet and they talk to you, what would you say to them, advising them what's the best way about going about it? What are the
yeah.
risks they might be facing? Do you want to sort of
I
speak to them
think,
from your point of view?
yeah, I think because I think I would say really you would have to, depending on your size and what it is that you want to do, whether you want to have good well-being or you want to improve your energy levels and your fitness, need to ask advice from the doctor, because we don't know what medication people are on. That is something that, if you was to say to someone, yeah, do this, do that, and they said, well, that person over there said to do it, but they might have complications, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to add to that. So you just clear it with your doctor to make sure that you're going to be fit enough to go for that. Yeah, and I'm on.
100%, 100% agree with that. I mean,
Yeah,
the conversation we're having is talking
yeah,
about our own experiments on our own
yes.
body.
We're not pushing it on everybody else.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
definitely get professional health advice,
Yes.
etc. I'm not a trained doctor or anything like that.
No.
I'm planning to do a PhD around the carnivore diet, but
Yes.
that'll be more of a scientific way rather than a medical way. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can't agree with you more
Yeah.
on that. That your health is paramount. You have one
Yeah.
life, and you've
Yeah.
got to make the most of it.
Yeah.
So, are there any downsides do you find being on carnivore?
No, not one. No. I can't recommend it enough, but then that suits me. What I'm doing is
Yeah,
suiting me. And I've got a birthday review coming up with the doctors because I'm on statins, and I know there's a
right.
lot of going on with statins, but mine, they said, is hereditary. It's not to do with the diet. So it doesn't matter what I do. That's what I was told, that it's hereditary. So, and I had to let my family know, because I'm one of 7. I've got 3 brothers and 4 sisters. So 3 brothers and 3 sisters. So that, yeah, 7th.
Yeah,
And I
your
to
maths
be
is
on
good.
to be honest, I did stop them. I stopped them for 3 months, I think I did. And then I did find I couldn't sleep very well, and my heart was racing, and then it put doubt in my mind. I thought, what I'll do is I'll go back on them, and then when I have my birthday review, get them to check it all, and then maybe I could come off them. But it's because they said it's hereditary. So I don't know anything about my parents' medical history because my mum died at 49 and my dad died at 69. So
Right.
I've got nothing to go on really, only by what they say.
Well, again,
Mm.
I'm in no position to advise on that, so you
Yeah,
need to take the professional advice.
yeah,
But
yeah.
one of the key points for me going on the carnivore lifestyle was because they wanted me to go on to statins, and I thought this is the
All right.
last chance. So, but that's for me. That's what,
Yeah,
and it worked for me, and it's fine for me. I can't
yeah,
say it would work for you or anything like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
but
Because
it'd be good to
mine
see if
was
you challenge it.
yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
have never heard of anything that's hereditary that requires statins because statins have only been around 20, 30 years. So,
Well, this is I said they said they want to put me on statins because when I started at the pharmacy, we had to do health checks for people. So what they did is that I was the decoy where they tested it out of me and they said this is what you got to do: prick your finger, do the little blood test, and it tells you of your cholesterol, your sugar levels, and you put it all down. And if that marker is high for your cholesterol, then you need to go and see a doctor. So my colleague, she pricked the finger and she goes, oh, your cholesterol's up a little bit. So she says, we'll wait and then we'll do another test. So she's done another test about an hour later. She says, oh, it's gone up again. So she said, I think you should see the doctor. So I went, okay. So I went to the doctors with this information. They had more blood tests done. And then I went to see the doctor afterwards, and he said, it's it's hereditary. And I said, well, what will happen if I don't have the statins? He said, you'll have a heart attack and die, and we won't be able to save you. That's all he said. So I thought, oh, I know. I don't know.
well,
That's,
I've done a couple of investigations through some of my research, one on
yeah,
statins and one on cholesterol.
yeah,
Again, this is not advice or
no,
any formal format at all,
no,
but I think it's one, high cholesterol is not the bad boy that it's been made out to be. Your
no,
brain needs cholesterol and
yeah,
your body needs cholesterol to form the hormones, etc. It's a key part of life.
yeah,
Again, the argument about the heart attack is I personally, and it's my personal opinion, feel that that old advocate is not as good as or as should be where it is.
yeah,
But again, you need to take the right your personal circumstances are yours, but
yeah,
do a bit more research around that before you
yeah,
go and see them because I think you've got the right to challenge it,
yeah,
but then again, you need to take the right advice. But
yeah,
also find out where he's getting his information from because if he's following old medicine as such, which is now being questionable, a lot of these studies and statins, the benefits of statins as if you'll see from the one I did,
yeah,
are overinflated in terms of the benefits. But
yeah,
again, your health, you need to do the right
yeah,
decisions for you. So,
yeah,
but yeah, it does seem a bit strange comments. But again, I don't know your circumstances, and I couldn't
yeah.
possibly advise. So,
Yeah, I was a bit annoyed about that really because it was like cut and dried.
so,
Well,
so
if you
was
don't
this
take it,
before you were on carnivore, or while
yeah,
you were on carnivore?
no, before, long
So,
before,
have
yeah,
you had your cholesterol tested since being on carnivore?
no, that's what I mean. I've got a birthday review coming up in
Right.
August, so that they would probably do all those tests. I think that's what your birthday review's about. They do your blood test, check all your cholesterol. But if I'm taking the statins, well, obviously the cholesterol will be low, so I wouldn't know whether it's the statins that are doing it or whether because I'm on
Yeah.
carnivore. So I'm a bit confused, really.
But then again, you said when you came off it, you had effects on you that you weren't
Yeah,
happy with. So it's down
yeah,
to you deciding what you want to do,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, let's see where we go. But I feel definitely much better. Definitely. Yeah. A lot healthier, smiley, joking. Can be miserable cow at times as well.
Well, I think we're
Yeah.
we've all got our own little mannerisms, haven't we, in the way we
Yeah.
do things. So,
Yeah.
so is there anything else you want to put out there about your journey?
I think if anybody is thinking on going on to it, to speak to as many people as they can that are on the carnivore diet and what it is that they're doing. And because I think some people are scared, they think, well, I like to have this and I like to have that. And it gets into your head. You're thinking, oh, I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have that. And you think, well, this is strict. I've got to actually stay on it. But it's not. Just look at it and say, well, start gradually, cut your bread out, cut sugars out, cut out, the oils and go on to real butter. Do it stage by stage. And before you know it, they'd be doing something so routinely, they'd be on it before they know it.
No, brilliant, great advice,
Yeah.
great advice. So
Yeah.
you're an advocate for the gradual transition into the
Yes.
carnivore rather than like where I did
Yeah.
the next day, bang. And
Yeah.
that may explain why I had a few stomach digestive issues
Yeah.
quite suddenly, where you've avoided it because you've done that
Yeah.
gradual transition. Now, how in percentage terms, what would you say is carnivore as opposed to you bending your rules to suit your lifestyle?
I'd say if you was talking out of a hundred, like 100%, I'd say we're 80. So we're more there than we are not. Yeah.
And you still enjoy a drink, you
Still
still
enjoy my
enjoy
drink.
the odd treat.
Yeah. And if we socialise, we can still enjoy it. It's not like, oh, she's got to pick out a special diet and because it's all got to be meat. No, because it's very satisfying and very filling. So you don't need to have all these other things to come in to fill you up and make you feel bad.
No, brilliant. Cora, you've been an absolute star.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's lovely to
Thank
meet
you
you,
very much.
Carl. Thank you very much. You
And
take,
sorry, one quick question before we
yeah,
do go.
yeah,
Do you honestly feel then you could stay on this? Because I refer to it as a lifestyle rather than the
yeah.
diet. Do you think you could stay on this lifestyle going forward? You don't feel that?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely not going backwards. No, forward is the way to go. Yeah.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
great attitude. So
Exactly.
I wish you the best luck in your journey. And when I get a
Thank you.
chance to come down and see George sometime, I'll
Yeah.
call in the bar and see you
Yeah,
there
we'll
as
have a
well.
few drinks.
Indeed, you're an
Oh,
absolute star. Good luck with your
all right.
checkup, and
All
be
right.
good to find out how you got on with that as well. So
Yeah, we'll keep you informed. Yeah.
brilliant. Thanks,
All right,
Cora.
Carl. All right. You take care now. Lovely to see you.